And welcome back to Keeping It Real. I'm David Grossman, and I'm delighted to introduce you to Dumitru Oncianu. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Dumitru is the GTA manager for MaxSold.com. He's also known as, get this, the Auction Ninja. That's a good. Why do they call you the Auction Ninja?
Well, I'm the Auction Ninja, our staff, strike force, and combat photographer. It's all about the pace and the speed that we can execute an auction.
Okay.
So to give you a little bit of background,
Sure.
We're a full-service online auction company, and we convert assets into cash for people who have to downsize or liquidate in a very short period of time.
Okay.
So imagine a realtor goes into a home, they sell a customer's home, and they're downsizing from 3,000 square feet to maybe they're moving into an 800 square foot condo. They have this enormous weight on their shoulders. What are they going to do with the stuff that they spent maybe 40, 50 years, a lifetime accumulating?
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do is we come in, and within 2 to maybe 3 weeks at most, we will catalog everything, photograph it, compile an online catalog, run an auction for a period of a week, promote it through a variety of online and print media sources.
Okay.
Collect the money at the end of the auction, do all the accounting, have a preview, sort of like a real estate open house, and then make sure that the customers come and pick up their items and accomplish the entire process within 2 to 3 business weeks, and the client doesn't have to lift a finger.
So it's really a combination of, old world like personalized
Exactly.
service. So you actually come out to the person's house, you'll take pictures of everything that they want to sell.
Absolutely, yeah.
And when you put it online, do you put it like as individual items, or is it a batch? Or?
Well, it's like a batch. Every single auction that we do is an event onto itself.
Okay.
So we come out with a staff of 2 to 3 people, a cataloger and a photographer, and we take the entire day going through everything that the customer has pointed out. All they have to do is essentially point at what they want to sell. We will tag it with a number. We might do a little bit of finessing and fine-tuning depending on how we think items have sold in the past, whether it be a dining room set, kitchen table, right down to their collectibles, and even the lawnmower in the garage.
Okay.
We'll photograph it all. We then take the following day to compile the catalog online. Each individual item has its own listing, but then, like I mentioned, they're all grouped together in this one event that we call the auction for customer X or customer Y. Then that auction will go live, and people will come to our bidding platform, and they can scroll through the entire catalog, much like they would individual items on Kijiji or Craigslist or on eBay, but they're viewing all these items that are available at this one particular location.
Okay, so I'm sorry, did they buy the whole batch, did you say, or they're allowed to buy individual items?
They're allowed to buy individual pieces.
Okay, so they can buy individual pieces.
So
all right.
the customer who's bidding on our website, they can purchase items much like they would if they were to go to eBay. So you're out of, say, lot 1 to 150, maybe you're interested in lot 20 or lot 110. You might only be interested in 2 lots. We have customers that are interested in 15 to 20 lots. And so they're allowed to bid on however many or however few items that interest them.
Okay, so now you're doing some work, or you have an affiliation with accredited seniors agents.
Right.
I noticed. So how's that working out for you?
Well, we feel it's good to partner with people who are in the industry, those who understand the needs of the customer, and accredited seniors agent is a perfect opportunity to get the word out that we are here. We are a service that can help people in situations where they have nowhere else to go, either no one to help them, or where the weight on their shoulders is just so great that they just don't know where to begin.
Right, right. I think maybe they might need to change their name to boomers, because I don't think seniors like being called seniors anymore.
No.
So, but anyhow, so I guess people who, at certain ages are, they could be downsizing, more likely that they would need your service, and they may not be as savvy to do everything on the Kijiji and Craigslist and eBay, so you can help them a lot, but you still harness the power of the internet to find buyers, which is very powerful.
Exactly.
To make sure they get the top dollar.
Right. We consider ourselves a bit of a hybrid between the old world live auction business and like you mentioned, we leverage the internet. So we do all the heavy lifting. The customer doesn't need to be technologically savvy, like you mentioned. They hire us for all of that expertise, and so We're able to find the customers online. We promote the auction through a wide variety of online medium. Even people who will just simply do a Google search, they're looking for a particular item or they're looking for estate sales in Toronto, and we come up fairly high on Google because we've been in business for so long. So we take care of all those technical details so that the customer doesn't have to worry about where they're going to find the customer, the buyer,
Right.
negotiating for value. How do they even begin to assess a particular value on their items? The market fluctuates on a regular basis. Something that might have been worth X amount of dollars 10 years ago isn't necessarily worth the same today and won't be worth the same 5 years from now. So how do they even begin to figure out what is a good negotiating point? So
Right.
we allow the market to take care of all those details. So instead of the customer negotiating one-on-one with a particular buyer, we put the item online, we promote it as widely as possible, we allow the bidders to essentially negotiate among themselves.
Okay.
And the top bidder is effectively, at the end of the day, the winner of that particular item.
Right. How big of a lot size is it normally appropriate? I mean, we're sending out two
Right.
people, like that's a lot of service. Obviously, you're not going to come out
Yeah.
for, like one chair. So
Yeah.
what's a normal lot size?
Do you mean for a lot size for an entire auction?
Yeah, like if I have, a bunch of stuff, I'm downsizing, and I call your company, I mean, should it be $5,000 worth of stuff or 500? I mean,
Right.
what's the typical
We
target
tend to
range?
we don't tend to look so much at the value of the items. First time we look at the volume of items.
Okay.
Obviously, the larger the volume of items, the more interest we'll get proportionally. Somebody might come in because they're interested in looking at the dining room table, and they might see something else that interests them farther along in the auction, and it's sort of like a social network. It grows the larger the auction. At an absolute minimum, I would say somewhere between 30 to 40 lots is the minimum we will take, and that's because of all the
A lot meaning items?
items. Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, just to take a step back, a dining room set is composed of the table, the set of chairs, the server, and maybe the hutch. We would sell those items separately. And the reason being, we're approaching it from the point of view of somebody on the secondhand market. They're not always looking to buy a complete set. Sometimes they're just looking for a set of chairs to complement what they already have, or maybe a server that they never initially got an opportunity to buy when they bought the rest of their dining set. So we encourage a higher level of competition by splitting up these items, and therefore somebody coming in looking for individual pieces is competing against people who are interested in buying the entire set.
Right.
When it comes down to things, say for example, kitchen china, we'll open up the upper cabinets or the lower cabinets. We'll see what's in there. The higher the value of china, the smaller the lot. The more everyday items, the larger the lot becomes. So it's a bit of a subjective value judgment, but a lot of it is based on how we've seen things sell in the past, and we want to make sure that the customer is getting good value for the service that we're putting in.
Okay, we had a slide. I don't know if Lior put it up, but it shows the website anyhow, which looks like it's pretty easy
Yeah.
to navigate. It's got your phone number there. People want to call you, and they can search for certain things. I guess if
Right.
they're looking specific items, they can go there and just do a search.
Exactly, because a lot of times people want to know what their items might be worth in today's market, regardless of whether they're in a hurry or not in a hurry to sell them. So what we've done, and we've put together a bit of a search engine under maxsold.com, and it queries our auction platform. And say, for example, if they were to search for a Royal Doulton or piano or china set, it'll pull up all those items with that particular keyword that we've ever sold in the past, and it'll give them a sense of a range of different values of how items have done in the past.
Right. Now, I understand that this is also very good. Like some women feel insecure about having, all kinds of people
Right.
come, that could be dangerous and scary. So,
Well, security is a very big issue, especially when you're dealing with somebody one-on-one. You're inviting a stranger into your home to see your items. Say, for example, you're putting something on Kijiji or Craigslist. First of all, you don't know who is replying to the ad. And then, of course, you have to set up time to make an appointment, have them come and see the item. Sometimes they may not show up. Sometimes, they may show up late evening, early weekend. You may be on your own. It's very difficult to assess the type of person who's coming into your home and then making that deal with you. So we take all of that stress off the person's shoulder because we're the ones who deal with the customers face to face. We bring in a staff of 3 to 4 people at any one of our events. So whether it's the preview or the pickup event, so we have a lot of staff on site. We have a lot of our customers are coming on site all at the same time, and so we make sure that there's no one-on-one interaction and there's no risk
Oh, okay. So it's
to people's security.
So if you need to move fast
Yeah.
and you're downsizing, and I mean, we just moved too, and my goodness, it was a real pain putting, like, I didn't know about your service. At the time, unfortunately, I just learned about it recently, but it was pain dealing with Kijiji, like emails constantly, we're coming, we're not coming, we're interested, is it still available? So it's nice to have somebody you can go to take care of all this.
Exactly, and our sales rate is anywhere between 98 to 99%. And our pickup rate is very close to that as well. So when we sell 100 lots, we can tell the customer, we can tell the seller that at the end of the pickup day, the absolute vast majority of the items will be off-site. You may have to deal with one or two items that might be left over, things that might be unsold, but the vast majority of the items will be gone, and that weight will be lifted off your shoulders.
So the success rate is great.
extremely high.
So you can't ask for more than that, Dumitru.
Yeah.
That's full service. You're going to be guaranteed to get top dollar and to get rid of the stuff you need to get rid of. So the company is maxsold.com. Be sure to check them out. Dumitru, thank you so much for joining us today. Dumitru is the Auction Ninja. They got a great team of people over there that'll take care of you. So be sure to contact them. We are going to take a short break, and in a couple of minutes, we're going to have with us Gary Nuska, founder and president, ICIWorld.net. If you're a real estate agent, I'm sure you've heard of their organization. They have been around for a long time, and they do an incredible job connecting people all over the world with haves and wants. And they have been on the internet providing service for real estate agents for a long time. So they have a lot to offer. Hang in there. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes with Gary Nuska.